The word Panchakarma actually means 5 actions. What does that mean in terms of the treatment of Panchakarma?
It was called Panchakarma because there are 5 fundamental eliminations or actions to clear these toxins. And it starts, and these were done in this sequence as well. It would start with what was called Vamana, which is, as it sounds, a treatment that brings toxins up from the stomach by eliminating them through vomiting. Now, this treatment is for Kapha more, and it's only really for very young and very strong people, and so it's not something we would tend to do. In fact, we can also clear Kapha with the other treatments, so we tend to go on to the next treatment, which is Virechana. Now, Virechana is more for Pitta, and it's to bring the toxins to the intestines, where they're eliminated by a purgative type of treatment. So that would be the second of the 5. The third of the 5 and the fourth relates to Vata, to eliminate Vata, because Vata resides more in the colon, whereas Pitta is in the intestine, Kapha is more in the stomach. So from the colon, the treatments are little enemas, gentle enemas given. And one type of enema is to settle Vata and more nourish, whereas the other type of enema is a very powerful enema to remove toxins. So that one is the fourth of the Panchakarmas. The 5th Panchakarma, usually done after the body in total has been cleansed, by focusing on cleansing above the head and above the clavicles, the shoulder blades. So everything in the head, including the central nervous system. And this was a Nasya treatment. So Nasya is a nasal treatment where drops are instilled after properly preparing, and that causes people to have a lot of phlegm that they clear out the whole head area. So Vamana is for Kapha, Virechana is for Pitta. The Bastis, Matra and Shodhana Basti, are the enemas for eliminating Vata, and then Nasya was to clear all the doshas or toxins from the head neck area. And those were the 5 major treatments, which 4 of which we have available to us in Maharishi Panchakarma centres.
So quite often within Panchakarma therapy there's a certain sequence and there's a logic to that sequence, and most of the treatments seem to involve oil, and yes, oil treatments of some sort, either taken internally or applied externally. And heat treatment is often involved as well, yes, before elimination. What is the importance of that sequence?
It's very important because being a powerful treatment, it has to be done right. And always with the Panchakarma, there should be a little period of preparation so that digestion is good and there's adequate strength for the treatment. And then starting to take the oils in increasing doses. Purpose by taking them by mouth is to just slightly overwhelm the whole digestive system, so the oil then spreads throughout the body quite immediately. And so that's why it's a very stepwise process that has to be carefully prescribed. When it gets to the point that the body is saturated with the oil, there are often certain symptoms at that stage of being well oiled. So the body now is ready to move on to the next step. And the next step is to introduce heat. So the oiling would be oils by mouth and even by massage. The heating then could be hot baths or steam treatments, or in the Panchakarma centres it could be pouring hot oil over a person from head to foot, which is rather delectable. And so this heat then opens up the circulation and helps the process of both dissolving the toxins, extracting them from their attachment to the cells and tissues, and moving them into the open up circulation. And then they're gravitating through the liver and to the gut. So the next step then would be the actual treatment, the actual eliminative process, whether it was a Virechana, a little purgative treatment, or a little enema, or whether we were using Nasya then. So, for example, for the Nasya treatments, they would all be preceded by a head massage, and then heat to the head, and then a hot steam inhalation, and finally the installation of the herbalized drops that would cause the toxins that had been freed up and had been shifted to then eliminate them through nose, mouth, from sinuses, even from the chest. So the catarrh would then be removed. So that would be the sequence, and then always subsequent to these major treatments, the body has to be treated very gently, given lots of rest and a very light diet. So there's a post-Panchakarma treatment regime that also must be followed, because it would be unfortunate at that stage to disrupt the digestion and disturb the body when it was still in the delicate state of detoxing, because the detox processes will continue for up to twice the length of the actual treatments. So if you have a week of treatment for the following fortnight, your body is still in that cleansing mode, still getting rid of more toxins. And during that time, it would be very important to take life easier and eat lightly. So those would be the sequence, both pre-treatment, the actual sequence of the treatments themselves, and the post-treatment regime.
Yes, I remember a friend of mine once going on a fast for about 7 days, and at the end of the fast, he decided to have a pecan nut. And he was so delighted with that pecan nut, he had another, and then another, and another, and he ate so many nuts he was sick. So just being very easy with yourself and coming off of the quite restricted dietary regime that you have during Panchakarma is very important.
Yes, and it's essential to have restrictions to the diet during the process of Panchakarma, because you're using the whole digestion and metabolism, as it were, in reverse. The normal flow is to take nutrients and create tissues, but here we're transforming tissues and extracting toxins and bringing them back to the gut. So inevitably the diet has to be quite light during the processes of Panchakarma. And detoxing is hard work. So there has to be total rest as well. And that's why it's nice to come away to a facility where you're totally rested, fed, very light diet, and then you can just relax and enjoy the treatments without feeling any discomforts. But yes, to try it otherwise, doing it in a way which doesn't give you the rest or doesn't give you the right diet, that could be more disturbing to the body than healing. So it has to be done properly.
And as you mentioned, there's a period before you actually come to have treatment. You might just be coming for a 3-day treatment or a 5-day treatment, but there's a period before that, which is longer than that, which you prepare, and a period after that, which you are really coming off the treatment. So it's actually quite a long period, really, that you are helping your body to remove the toxins from.
Yes, and it's practical enough in that much of the preparatory treatment can be done while still working, but it still requires a weekend completely off in the week, maybe a week before attending the clinic. And it requires that you have a fairly light diet and get good quality rest for those 10 days, 2 weeks beforehand. Similarly, 10 days, 2 weeks afterwards, taking it easy on a light diet. And the time actually off work will be during your stay in the Maharishi Ayurveda Center, and if possible, some days afterwards, to help that you come back gently to your full levels of activity.
So in a way, you are losing a bit of your life, because there you are spending all this time detoxifying, but in another way you're gaining life, because it's supposed to be that you become biologically younger when you come for Panchakarma.
Absolutely, because your whole mind-body is working that little bit more efficiently, and so there's that lightness and energy and clarity, which is a great gain. But also you are helping to prevent the accumulation that could cause diseases. And it's unfortunate that there is very little by way of prevention in modern medicine, and here is the science of total prevention. Not just the Panchakarma, but all aspects of Ayurveda can be used to treat disease or to prevent disease, or better again, to promote health and promote your own development as an individual, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically.